before we move on, please subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to always get our videos that come. Today we are going to discuss the real issue that affect the African child. And here is the topic of today. My friends, what do you think of being a deputy parent? It's obvious that every young firstborn child of African society has always been taken as the first or the deputy parent. Imagine several scenarios. You might be as away as in Mombasa, while your parents as far as away as the other part of the country, Western. You receive a call, hello, and what happens? The parent bursts in anger. The reason? One of your siblings back at home have just done a mistake. How do you cope with it? How do you handle it? Being the first African-born child in the African society is deemed as hard as possible. Why? Every day, any mistake your siblings make, all the mistakes are on you. Wow. To be an African child has become the most difficult thing in life. And here we are talking about being the firstborn. What do you tell your parents when they blame you for the mistakes of your siblings? What do you tell your siblings whenever you get the punishment on behalf of them for the mistakes they made? It's very difficult. The African parents will always, and I mean always, take the blame on you for not being a role model to your other siblings. It's what they call a de facto deputy parent. But today, it is be a candid discussion here. Is it right for a parent to blame his first child for the mistakes of other children? Secondly, being the first child, does it mean that you can never make a mistake and hence you are always a role model? This is a very funny thing. You know, the African parents rarely take the responsibility of the mistakes of their siblings. Rather, they push the mistake to the firstborn child, which is the worst thing ever. We need to be clear here. The other siblings of yours as a first child are their children, and they are not your children. That is the first thing. Meaning that when they make a mistake, they should also be part of the responsibility of that particular mistake, instead of pushing the mistake to the first child. There's a family whereby the last child is 32 years old, and his firstborn is somewhere trying to find his life, trying to maneuver in the African country and see if he can have something tangible. Then there in the evening after work, stress at work, someone calls you, hello, you know what? Your last one did blah 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 blah. Your other sibling did that. Oh, come on, really? That is not even very funny. When you are growing up, you always shoulder all the problems that your siblings brought up. Remember? Some few instances, maybe a visitor came with a car. Your other siblings went and deflated the tire. At the end of the day, you receive an everlasting whipping just because you did not take care of your siblings. You did not prevent the mistake from happening. And Probably by the time they were deflating the tire, you were nowhere around. This is life. This is the African society we are in. This is what it means being a firstborn in the African families. But we need some sobriety when handling the problem. First of all, you are also a child of theirs, and it means that you also in a constant growing and you can never be perfect. Secondly, you are not omnipresent. It is not reasonable that anytime someone does a mistake, the mistake is on you. Why? You never micromanage every mistake that happens. You can never remember where they are and what they are doing at that particular time. Let's think for a few things. You wake up, you're a grown up, you are relaxing. Your mom wakes up angry, telling you, hey, why? Why has your brother not gone to school? Jesus Christ, that's a grown up. He should have gone to school alone. I cannot be part and parcel of going to school. That is not me. I cannot be micromanaging the activities of our firstborn, of our secondborn, of our thirdborn, fifth, as the number goes by. Then why on the earth could someone blame you for your sister, your brother, not waking up early and going to school? Surely a grown-up. And this man I'm talking, somebody is going to a college, a 23-year-old boy. Someone wakes up and tell you, no, why? Hey, Jesus Christ, come on. You know what? It's a time that we need to put things clear. And when we say clear, it means that the firstborn child is not perfect. He's still also maneuvering to find his way out of the life. The life is so unbearable. So when you add another pressure of his siblings not doing A, B, C, D, and yet he or she cannot micromanage the siblings, it's not right. It's the right time that we clear the air. It's the right time that the parents take the responsibility of the mistakes of their own children, not to shoulder all the mistake and push them back to the firstborn. No, that's not right. Second thing, why should you as a parent punish the firstborn child just because his sibling, while was away somewhere in school, did a mistake in school? As much as they could be in one school, do you expect your firstborn to change to be a teacher to your other children while in school? Really? Or you expect that instead of your firstborn learning in his class or his whatever it is, should always be peeping, checking, knowing that my other siblings, what have they done? And when they arrive back home, punishment. You whip the firstborn like you've never whipped somebody before. Reason? His son, your daughter, just because his siblings or her siblings did a mistake in school. Come on. To all the firstborn children in the African society, it's time to put things straight. Always try to reason with your parents. Try to make them understand that you are not a small god to these particular siblings of yours. And to overall things, they should shoulder all the mistakes their children make instead of pushing all these mistakes on you. That pressure of being a first African son is extremely unbelievable. We should not engage in that. Thank you for today. That is being an African firstborn child. It's so hard. Please subscribe to the channel to get more real adventure videos. Thank you.